Everyone always talks about pretty privilege and all the benefits that comes with it, but no one ever talks about the downsides or the negative effects of pretty privilege. One of the sucky things is that sometimes girls just dislike you for no reason. And no matter how nice you try to be to them, or honestly how little you interact with them in general, they still have some animosity for seemingly no reason. And it's honestly the worst because it kind of limits your pool of how many friends you can have. But that's why I always say to make pretty girl friendships, because those are the friends that aren't going to see you as competition. I talked about this in my last video, but also, sorry about all the fuzzies in the car, by the way. I'm borrowing someone's car to do this video, and for some reason there's fuzzies everywhere. But I did talk about this a little bit in my last video. But one of the worst things is that if you do not have your standards and your inner self-worth worked on, your pretty privilege will get you involved with some insane guys or approached by some insane guys. And that's why I always say the most important thing to work on is your inner self, so that you do not attract these people, and if you do attract these people, you are able to spot them out and cut them off accordingly. If you relate to any of these things, make sure to follow and join the Pretty Girls movement on Instagram. We are a community full of women supporting and uplifting each other. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced any of these things also. I love you guys. Stay pretty.
A beautiful woman does not have to do anything to upset other people's self-concepts other than to exist. For example, simply existing can make other women feel bad about themselves. All of the negative manifestations of the human ego are amplified in those who are around a beautiful woman. So that you can get a little bit of a taste of this, here are just some examples. You've got power games and struggles. You've got jealousy. You've got resentment. You've got envy, defensiveness, unfriendly competition, blame, criticism, judgment, bragging, the fight for superiority, parasitic dynamics, use in relationships, projections, and betrayal. And as if that wasn't bad enough, people make the beautiful woman responsible to do things to calm the ego reactions of other people. For example, tone down their looks so other women can feel good about themselves, or don't act friendly to men so they don't feel led on, or so those men's partners don't feel insecure. The ego being triggered is not a good or safe experience for anyone, most especially the beautiful woman. The way that people's egos are triggered by a beautiful woman makes for a very painful and dangerous life for her. And if you don't believe me, just think back to the witch trial.
There's a lot of talk about pretty privilege and pretty privilege this and pretty privilege that, but there's lots of disadvantages. And the main thing is people look for your flaws a lot more. What happens when you're not attractive is people can accept what you're saying and doing and they don't really delve into it. But when you're attractive, there's an element of other women or even men saying, well, I bet she's dumb. Well, I bet she's a hoe. Or I bet they're looking for the negative so much more. And then all they'll say, I bet she's really arrogant and very vain. So you almost have to work against people's negative assumptions of your character. As much as they make positive assumptions of your appearance, they make lots of negative assumptions about your character. The super hot sexy woman gets it probably the worst because they activate a man's short-term mating strategies. They have long-term mating strategies with who they want a family with and short-term who they just want to mate with, and they activate that in men. So a really sexy girl will activate a man's short-term mating strategies, and she'll also activate threats in women. Now women's usual threats when they're threatened with a woman is to suggest that she's promiscuous. So they might say to the man, oh yeah, but she's really promiscuous, not realizing that actually makes her more attractive to them. So she ends up with men who just want short-term mating strategies, and as a result she starts to see men as seeing disposable.
You know, one side of pretty privilege that people don't talk about a lot, it's like when you first meet people, it's hard to even meet people that actually believes you want to be in a relationship, believes you only want one person, believes that you can be loyal, you can be faithful. It's hard to get people to just believe in you. A lot of the times it looks like it's too good to be true if you're pretty or handsome, good looking, whatever, and also have good qualities. Like, it's hard for people to even believe it. So imagine dating, you know what I'm saying, for somebody like that. Like, it's hard to even get them to believe you don't have a roster, you're not having sex with people, you're not focused on the opposite sex all the damn time. Like, it's really hard. People don't talk about that a lot, but it's hard to meet people that believes you. People will put these really strong assumptions on you that aren't true before you even get a chance to be a person. They already feel like you have a roster, you're talking to a lot of guys or a lot of girls that guys or girls are constantly trying to talk to you, and it's like no way that you're actually ignoring them when you're not interested. So it's hard to meet, somebody that will take you seriously or believe in you. You know what I mean? Because their assumptions that they made about you are so strong, they actually believe what they made up in their head about what your life is like. Not to mention getting them to believe that you actually want them. Like, a lot of people feel like, like, why would you want me? You are pretty or handsome. You can have whoever you want. You got all of these girls or guys giving you attention. Like, I want you. It's literally that simple. Like, why don't you believe that I want you? Like, it's hard. It's hard to get somebody to believe that you actually want them and only want them.
Have to add on to the conversation of pretty privilege. I know that was last week's convo, but something just happened to me, and I didn't want to chime in at first because I just feel like everybody is on this weird, like, let's not acknowledge that there are dangers to being beautiful. It's very fucking weird. People get on the internet and then they decide to paint their own narrative and intentionally leave very important nuances out. So something just happened to me. I just got a page, and this has been happening since I was 15 years old. I will never forget the very first time I had to call the police in 10th grade because these girls made deep fake corn of me in 10th grade. They pasted my face onto pictures of corn stars and were circulating that around internet, MySpace, Tumblr, even school. So it was very harmful to me at 15, but something just happened. Tell me why. I look on my Instagram, I open it up, there's a page that says Nina M. Galley. My name is Nina Maureen Galley, using my profile pictures, building a profile and everything on Instagram. But in the bio, it says, open to work, DM me. And we all know what that means. I've had hundreds of pages of me on Craigslist, on all these websites that are for those purposes, for schmeg's work. Now, y'all know I do lonely bands, but I don't meet with people and I don't advertise that I meet with people. And so that puts me in very big danger when other people are using my pictures trying to pretend and impersonate me. Let's say you're watching me right now and you have a fake page of me. Anything that you say to anybody else could be a danger to me because I have to deal with those ramifications. The person on the other end of the phone or the computer thinks it's me, not you. So imagine you scam somebody or you do something and they run up on me and I have no idea what's going on. Okay, that's why being beautiful, that pretty privilege can also be a curse. Your life can be in danger. And I've been dealing with this since high school. So next time y'all be like, there is no downside to pretty privilege, shut your pie hole, because clearly you've never experienced this kind of danger and concern.
Yeah, pretty privilege is great, but let's talk about the disadvantages of being pretty because they are so real. So when you're not conventionally attractive, and I say that very lightly, people accept what you have to say. You're not threatening, you're not triggering anyone's insecurities, and you're just heard. When you are pretty, especially when you're really beautiful, people start looking for reasons to bring you down. They assume you're dumb, they assume you're vain, they assume you're a pick-me, they assume you're easy, they assume you're a hoe. They start to assume all these things about you to kind of justify why you're so pretty. You have to go that extra mile to prove yourself. You have to prove you're not shallow. You have to prove you're not getting on just by your looks. You just don't get to just be. And the hotter you are, believe me, the worse it can get, because people will hate you without even knowing you. Women will get defensive and men will make assumptions, and suddenly you're not seen as a person. You are a projection of everyone else's insecurities. So yeah, pretty privilege does exist, but so does pretty pressure.
As a pretty girl, it's so frustrating for people to think that life is just all sunshine and rainbows, when in actuality, we go through it the worst. People think we got all these friends, we got niggas, we got options, we always invited to the parties, when that is literally the furthest thing from the fucking truth. For one, we get treated so bad by men, like so bad. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I've encountered some men that tried to do me fucking dirty, and I didn't do nothing to deserve it, nothing. But I've come to terms with the fact that a lot of men have gotten satisfaction of trying to break me down and belittle me. Whether it was because they was jealous or they wanted to diminish my worth so that nobody else could see me, I don't know, but it's weird as shit. Secondly, we go through it with other females so fucking bad. I'll link up with a girl and I'll be like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. She down to earth, like she a real one, And then a couple months down the line, I'm finding out that this bitch secretly hates me. I'm talking hates me. I've had guys that I'm cool with tell me about conversations he overheard that women were having about me in the same room as him. Not even digging, it's somebody over here to the far side of the room that know me. And we ain't even going to get into the mistreatment that we experience from family members, all because they feel some type of way about what we look like. Realistically speaking, people only fall all over us online. In actuality, y'all fucking hate us. Granted, it's a lot of perks to being a pretty girl with a pretty heart, with a pretty attitude. But on the other hand, the weird shit that we have to deal with is not even worth trying to use that privilege. Most times I'm uninvited, I'm alone, I'm talked about, and I'm treated badly, where they try to treat me badly, because I'm not going for none of that shit. So all this pretty girl privilege shit that y'all rant and rave about, tell me what's really good, because I've experienced a whole nother side to the shit, and it's not cute.